I never thought a homeowners association president could stage an entire car theft sting, fake a bylaw, and even ram into my wife's Mustang just to take it for herself. But that's exactly what happened. And I have the footage, 3 cameras, high definition with audio so clear you can hear her whisper that she deserves our car. That night changed everything. It wasn't just about a car anymore. It became a fight for our safety, our home, and our sanity. My name is Ethan Ward, and this is the story of how a purple Mustang set off a war inside Maple Ridge Estates. A war I never asked for, but one I was damn sure going to finish. The whole thing started on what should have been one of the happiest mornings of my life. I'd saved for almost 2 years to surprise my wife Laura for our 12th anniversary. She always wanted a muscle car, something classic, but modern, something bold. And when Ford released the Shelby in Twilight Purple, she fell head over heels for it, half joking that it looked like a lavender dream on wheels. So I bought it. The delivery truck rolled up around 9 a.m., and the second the back ramp lowered, the look on Laura's face made every dollar worth it. Her hand shook when she touched the fender like the paint would dissolve if she wasn't gentle enough. She whispered, "I can't believe it, Ethan. I can't believe it's real." For 90 seconds, everything was perfect. And then she arrived. Madeline Harlow, our HOA president, our local tyrant, our self-appointed queen of Maple Ridge, rolled down the street in her beige golf cart like some kind of suburban warlord. Neon safety vest, clipboard, sunglasses that literally reflected purple from Laura's new car. She stopped so abruptly the golf cart tilted. Then she stepped out like she was entering a crime scene. What she snarled, drawing the word out, is, "That doing here?" I stepped closer to Laura, my arm around her shoulders. "Morning, Maddie. This is Laura's anniversary gift." Laura, being the angel she is, smiled warmly. "Isn't it beautiful?" Ethan surprised me with. "It's a violation." Maddie cut her off without even looking at her. She pointed at the Mustang with her pen like it was a dead animal she'd found on her lawn. "This color, this reflective menace. It violates our approved aesthetic palette." I stared at her stunned. "It's a car, Maddie, not exterior paint. There's no bylaw about vehicle colors." She lifted her chin like she was delivering a verdict. "I interpret the bylaws, and I'm telling you this isn't allowed." Neighbors peeked through blinds like prairie dogs watching a storm. Laura squeezed my hand, whispering, "Please don't fight with her right now." And honestly, I didn't want to. Not on our anniversary. Not when my wife was trying so hard to stay calm. So I said, "Look, Maddie, it's our driveway. The car stays." Her smile curled up, not a friendly smile, but the kind a cat gives a mouse that thinks it's safe. "We'll see about that." The notice was taped to our door an hour later. Unofficial emergency aesthetic violation. No signature from the board. No citation number. It wasn't even written in the HOA's standard template. It was just Maddie abusing her power like it was her favorite hobby. Over the next 2 days, the fines started showing up in our mailbox. Color disruption, reflective nuisance, visual clutter, all made-up terms, all signed by her alone. My wife started losing sleep. She'd stand at the window every night worried someone might try something with the car. I kept telling her, "It's okay, babe. She can't do anything real." Oh man, how wrong I was. The first escalation came at midnight on a Wednesday. My driveway camera sent an alert. When I opened the live feed, my stomach dropped. A tow truck engine, rumbling lights dimmed, backing up toward the Mustang. A big guy in a jumpsuit jumped out, glancing over his shoulder like a kid stealing candy. I tapped the mic on my phone. My voice boomed through the speaker. "Good evening. Can I help you with something?" He practically levitated. HOA order," he stuttered. "Emergency tow." From a private driveway, I asked, my voice cold. "That's illegal, and you're being recorded." He looked around like the cameras might attack him, then muttered, "Man," she said, "nobody would be awake." He unhooked his chain so fast he almost tripped, then sped away. I thought that would slow Maddie down, maybe even scare her. Instead, she doubled down. 2 days later, she enacted something called Bylaw 5F Reflective and Projection Harmony Ordinance. It claimed that no vehicle could project into the community's visual space in a way that disturbs aesthetic cohesion. We were fined $300. then $25 for every day the car remained. I tried to reason with her. Laura begged me to ignore it, but I couldn't. Not anymore. Maddie wasn't following rules, she was rewriting them. For a moment, I'll admit something I'm not proud of. I almost gave up. I almost parked the Mustang in storage forever. I sat there one night staring at the hood of the car under the streetlight, and I thought, maybe I'm the problem. Maybe I should have just bought something neutral, something beige, something Maddie approved. I felt stupid, childish, and I hated that a grown woman with a clipboard could make me feel that way. But Laura found me outside, sitting on the driveway, my head in my hands, and she knelt next to me and said, "Ethan, she doesn't get to control our lives. Not like this." That was the moment something clicked in me. I wasn't just fighting for a car, I was fighting for my wife, my home, my dignity. And then, Maddie made the biggest mistake of all, the staged accident. Laura was heading to the post office. Normal day, quiet road. I was in a Zoom meeting when she called something she never does unless something is wrong. "Ethan." She hit me. I didn't even hear what came after. I just grabbed my keys and drove like my life depended on it. When I reached the corner of Willow Way, I saw it, our Mustang on the shoulder barely scratched, and behind it, Maddie's white SUV massive bumper guard, spotless. Laura was okay, shaken but okay. But Maddie was putting on a whole Broadway performance for the sheriff. She slammed her brakes. I could have died. My neck is in agony. The deputy looked bored. He'd seen this play before. I walked up, pulled out my phone, and said, "We have a rear-facing dash cam." Silence. You could see the moment Maddie realized she'd screwed up. Her hand dropped from her neck. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. The footage was beautiful, clear as day. Laura stopping at a sign. Maddie accelerating, not slowing, right into her bumper. She tried to lie again, but the deputy didn't buy a word. Citation issued. Maddie humiliated. But humiliation only fueled her obsession. A week later, she sent a notice demanding temporary confiscation of the Mustang for community safety evaluation. I laughed when I read it. Not because it was funny, because it was insane. That was when I built my war room. Whiteboard files, camera clips, timestamps. I gathered everything. Tow attempt, fake bylaws, voicemails, accident. And I brought it all to the HOA's actual attorney, Daniel Brooks. A quiet man, tired eyes, someone who lived his whole career cleaning up HOA messes. He listened, watched the videos. His face grew darker by the minute. "This is unprecedented," he murmured. "If you can catch her initiating another illegal tow, we can remove her, permanently." That was all I needed to hear. Operation Violet Night. Laura and I let it slip that we were leaving town, that we were storing the Mustang at a remote outdoor facility. Then we waited. Our neighbors Gary and Melissa played along, dropping hints, feeding Maddie exactly what she wanted. At 1:12 a.m. 2 days later, the cameras I hid at the storage lot lit up. Maddie's SUV rolled in like she owned the place. A tow truck followed behind her, the same guy from before, recruited by me, this time wearing a mic in his shirt pocket. "Are you sure?" he asked her. "There's no paperwork." Maddie said, "I am the HOA president. I have authority. Hook it up." He repeated it slowly, clearly, just to make sure the mic captured every word. "So you, Madeline Harlow, are ordering the tow of a privately stored vehicle with no legal order." "Yes," she snapped. "Just do it." And there it was, the nail in her HOA coffin. 1 week later, the HOA meeting was packed. People were standing in the doorway, spilling into the hall. Everyone knew something was coming, they just didn't know what. When they opened the floor, I stood. "I have a presentation," I said. Maddie smirked like she had already won. That smirk vanished when the first video played her screaming about the car color, then the midnight tow, then the accident clip. Her face turned white. People gasped, whispered, some laughed. And then, the final video. 3 camera angles, crystal clear audio of Maddie ordering an illegal tow. The room erupted. "You could have gotten us sued. She risked our property values. She endangered residents. She tried to shout everyone down, tried to blame me, tried to claim the videos were edited, but it was over." The board voted on the spot, 5-0. Maddie was removed as HOA president. She stormed out, shoving me in the chest as she passed. 2 deputies stepped in, calming the crowd, escorting her to her SUV. And I just stood there breathing hard, overwhelmed, relieved, angry, exhausted. It felt like a storm had finally broken. The meeting ended. People poured out buzzing, finally free of the tyrant who'd controlled this neighborhood for years. And somewhere in that chaos I realized something important, something I didn't understand until the very end. Bullies don't hate you because you break rules. They hate you because you don't let them break the rules. Proof beats power every single time.